Clears are about the same. Each team has cleared successfully 5 times. Montana's 5 of 7. St. John's 5 of 8. Shots are about even. Montana with a slight edge, 10-9. And the EMO, extra man offense, Montana has a goal on 2 tries, whereas St. John's has failed to score on their 2 chances. And St. John's is leading 4 defense. They're some big kids, strong kids, and they're playing a little too much with their stick right now is the biggest thing I'm noticing. They really got to enforce, and hopefully, I'm sure Mark has told them that, really got to play a lot better body defense instead of just throwing that metal around like I see a lot of the St. John's guys do. They're just throwing wood everywhere on this field.
Mark Hellenek was inducted into the New Jersey Sports Hall of Fame in 2004. Interesting story. On the other sideline, we got Montana. The head coach, Phil Roethling, he played at Florida, and he's been in this national tournament before. So he's a law student at the University of Montana, went out west, and got an interesting contrast in styles here between the coaches, but both teams trying to win their first ever national championship in the Division B ranks.
Right, I know Montana's been looking for sort of someone to come in and help push them in the right direction. They certainly made a nice run last year, but had some youth on their side in terms of the coaching ranks. But Philip comes in with some experience. Certainly part of a very successful Florida program, and now he'll bring some of that, hopefully some of that postseason tournament experience here to the Montana Grizzlies.
Feed on the crease to Ross Klein, trickles out of bounds. Montana did win the first faceoff of the second quarter. After a long possession, they do throw it out of bounds as they tried to feed the crease, and under pressure, the ball trickled out on the far sideline, giving it to St. John's.
A slow start here by the officials. Here they go. We're going to see how St. John's clears the ball. Looks like they're going to go ahead and lock everybody off. Let's see what the goalie wants to do here. We got guys flying all around the field, but nice tight coverage by Montana.
Nelson brings it up. He passes over the midfield line. He does get it to Strauss.
Nice patience right there by
Strauss
Nelson.
coming down the box. He was going to draw the double team, thought better of it. Has it in his right hand as he passes back here to X. Njoko has it, drives into a double team. They give it back to Njoko, and he turns and scores. A quick little give-and-go play right here in the left goal line extended. Pulls the Johnnies to within 1 at 13:27 of the second quarter.
Njoko from Dan Bruschi. Nice job right there by Dan. As we said, nice little 2-man play. Drew the early double team. In fact, the Montana defenseman slipped as he was going there, which actually allowed an easy look in there for Njoko. Njoko's not the tallest guy in the field by any means. When that defenseman fell down, it just made it a clear opening for Bruschi. Njoko doesn't waste any time. Throws it off the right hip of the goalie, Connery, and we're looking at a 1-goal game.
So that's 2 in a row by St. John's. And they do win the next face-off. Coming out of there with it is Mark Bachand. But he throws it out of bounds here in front of the St. John's bench, and Montana will get it right back. He did get the loose ball.
Ben Ivory was giving him a little "I'm sorry" type look as he ran by him right there. A little pat on the helmet. That was Ben Ivory's responsibility. Instead of a sort of V-cutting, which is what he was expecting, he did sort of just a straight L cut inside, and there was nobody there at home for the long stick midi to get the ball to. Ben Ivory's got to do a better job. V-cut hard, pop out to the lane, give yourself an easy pass from the long stick midi.
Willie DeLuce has it for Montana. He steps it in the box in the top right corner, under 13 to play. Montana has the 1-goal lead. Driving down with it is number 17, Kevin Stout, and he scores unassisted. Drove right down the heart of the defense there. And we have an injured player, but the goal is going to be on the board, giving Montana a 2-goal lead at 12:55, and somebody's hurt for St. John's. He's on the field. I can't see the number there. Straight dodge, no slide. Right-handed shot beats the goalie off hip side.
Slide definitely came. It was 2 slides that actually came in very, very late, though. Unfortunately, we just talked about it prior to this quarter starting. The St. John's defense has got to start playing better body position. That time it was a long stick midi that they drove against. Goalies by finding out who the injured player is right now. The injured player is down. Actually has a knee brace on his left knee, and that seems to be what he's favoring. So I hope it didn't give on him a little bit there.
W.B. Hoyer, the LSM senior from Minnetonka, Minnesota, is injured. He has a heavy knee brace on that left knee, and he's not putting any pressure on that left knee. He's being assisted off the field here.
Yeah, but Kevin Stout, regardless, did a nice job getting through the defense there. Again, St. John's not stopping the body. It was a one poke check move that time by the long stick midi of St. John's, and no slide comes. Again, better body defense is needed, but if you're going to take advantage of it like Kevin Stout does, you better finish strong, and he did as he stuck that in the upper corner.
Har gets a nice round of applause from the St. John's bench and the crowd here in attendance at Pizza Hut Park. He still is not putting any pressure on that left knee as he comes all the way over here to the bench and is sitting down.
He's got quite a knee brace on that thing already, so I have a feeling maybe he's going to be, unfortunately, done for the day. He might have put a little too much pressure on that knee to be out here playing in this situation. But, not knowing his history medically, but the knee brace is never a good sign.
Tucker Sargent wins the faceoff, comes down inside roll. He tries a bounce shot that beats Nelson. And wow, look at that. Right down the heart of the St. John's defense again. No slide. Montana has a 3-goal lead.
I tell you, Sonny, keep saying the same thing over and over again. We get to see the replay again of this. I mean, it's 2 straight stick checks that came flying through by the St. John's defense. Sargent, the face-off mid, not scared. He is just aggressive. It's his 2nd goal of the game. 2nd time doing the exact same thing, running straight down the middle of the field. By the time he shoots the ball, he's 3 feet from the crease, and he just throws it in the cage, basically.
A loose ball push on St. John's against the same Tucker Sargent. On the ensuing faceoff, gives it right back to Montana. Montana goes to work here with the 3-goal lead. Under 12.5 to play in the 2nd quarter. Montana 7, St. John's 4. The Grizz substitute. Get the right personnel on the field.
Montana running out their 2-2-2 right now.
C.J. Bonin has it at the right goal line extended. He's guarded by a long pole. He passes all the way up top, and it's going to go out of bounds on the far sideline, giving it to St. John's. Just an errant pass at the player's feet. He can't handle it, and it goes out of bounds near the midfield cone on the far side of the field.
Tried to skip past there, and I'm not sure why on a 2-2-2 set, as wide as they were playing. Then you just need to move it around the outside, settle down, run their offense, they'll be fine. But a little bit of a force there at that time, and unfortunately they turn it over. Now St. John's got a chance to try to cut this 3-goal lead down.
St. John's restarts the play. Brian Strauss comes up to get it. The sophomore attackman from Montanita High School in Minnesota. He finds Ryan Bailey, has it in the top center of the box in his right hand. Started by the short stick there. An inside roll, rolls back to his left. He stops and pops, and it goes wide left, but Strauss is there to back it up on the end line.
St. John's running down a typical 2-3-1 right now. A lot of movement on the backside, trying to get some Montana defenders the ball watch a little bit and hopefully find an opening. But a nice defensive play right there by Montana for the turnover.
Strauss tried to feed the crease. It was checked out of his hands. The check was on his gloves, and he weakly throws it, and it's knocked down by the Montana goalie, and the defense get it, and they clear it now.
Yep, Kevin Flynn does a nice job of checking the hands that time of Strauss, but unfortunately, Kevin Flynn turns around and has a bad pass, and now
St. John's on the attack. Coming it down is Ben Ivory. He takes a left-handed shot that's saved cleanly by the Connery there, and Montana finally will clear it over the midfield line.
A little cupcake of a shot there, unfortunately, which is Ivory would love to have that one back. Put a little bit more on that one. He shot that one kind of dead center in the cage.
You're stunned! Get some!
All right. So Montana.
A capacity crowd showing their enthusiasm for this game,
right.
Sonny.
Gotta love the field level audio. You hear all sorts of comments here live on College Lax. 10:47 to play, 2nd quarter. Montana leads 7-4. Xander Auld has it at X. Passes up top to C.J. Bowen. He's got the he's got the LSM there. He does inside roll, goes back to his right hand. He loses the handle. Ben Nelson comes out of the cage, or Joe Nelson, for the St. John's goalie, and he's off to the races. He's going to take it all the way down. He's out over the midfield line into the box. He passes down to the attack, and Joko has it in the crease. It's checked out, but he gets his own loose ball. And then Joko's going to reset now, get it down to Ivory and back to Strauss at X. Strauss has it with his right hand. He loses the handle at the right goal line extended, and the Montana defense gets the loose ball.
Mike Petrelli out right there with a really nice check by Montana to cause the turnover. St. John's had a great opportunity to put us an odd man break right there, but great communication by the Montana defense to get in, play nice tight defense, and force St. John's into a settled play as opposed to the odd man rush.
The loose ball comes all the way back over to the St. John's defensive half of the field where Longpole gets it, and the Johnnies will try and clear. The partisan St. John fans wanted a whistle on a late hit down here on the end line that their officials decide to pass on. But they do clear the ball. There's a shot by Tony Satter that hits the top bar, a right wrist shot from 15 yards away, ricochets into the box, and St. John's does get the loose ball after the shot attempt by Satter. Strauss has it as X. He's guarded there by the long pole. Feeds up top. It's Lance Wheeler. Lance Wheeler has a short stick. He goes to the left hand. His bounce shot is saved by the keeper. Ben Ivory has it here on the left side. He feeds it back up top. Looks like they're going to go back. Wheeler has the short stick. Thought they were going to go there. They try to feed down to Will Durbin, but he's pushed down by the Montana defender. He gets up and has something to say. They meet eye to eye there for a split second. A parting comment there. Will Durbin has it in his left hand. He rolls back to his right. The right goal line extended. He drives the crease. A nice save by the keeper. Came out to play it. That's his 5th save of the game.
Nice job chasing the ground ball right there. Good 2-on-1 ground ball. One guy gets the man. One person picks the ball up. St. John's retains possession. They're going to set themselves up in a 2-3-1 right now, starting from up top against the man-to-man defense of Montana.
Brian Strauss brings his short stick defender to the right goal line extended. He has it in his left hand, splits back to his right. Inside roll, he falls down with possession of the ball. He double team. He goes right back to the right goal line extended. He's still trying to dodge. He shoots, and another save. That's save number 6 as we go under 8 minutes to play. That was a nice save.
Very nice save right there by Connery. A little too much individual effort right there by Strauss. He's got to involve his teammates.
Absolutely leveling the Montana player was number 4, Dan Willman, at the midfield stripe. Kind of had a tunnel vision there. Didn't see him coming.
Montana's looking for a little high hit there potentially, but somebody's going to make the call on that one. It's a great effort individually right there by the St. John's defense.
Ryan Bailey's double teamed out here by 2 Montana defenders. We have a loose ball at the midfield line. Ball is still loose. He's finally get some help from Anjoko. Who wants this ball? Nobody wants it, huh? Finally, Ryan Bailey picks it up, and then St. John's gets it down to the attack, but the ball's loose again. Cleaning up is Justin Gervais. And he finally gets it to Ivory. Ivory split steps to his left hand. And they get it to Bailey again. So you'll see finally as we go under 7 minutes to play, St. John's slowing it up, changing up. They get Tony Satter back on the field. There's a right wrist shot, as I say that, by Ryan Bailey. Kind of caught the defense napping there a little bit, but backing it up is Anjoko.
St. John's certainly taking a nice long possession here right now. Coaching staff, I'm sure, wants to somehow come away with a goal right here, make this back to a 2-goal contest.
Ryan Bailey with a left-handed shot. It's wide left, but Anjoko backs it up for the Johnnies.
St. John's going to an open set right now in the hopes that they can drive the middle, and you can see more of the obvious slides, which will be adjacent to an open set like that. So we'll see if they can continue to try to attack against the short stick middies of Montana.
The Montana bench exhorting there.
Montana switched into a 2-2-2 zone right now.
There's a shot and a goal. Ryan Bailey, left-handed shot from the left side, beats the keeper stick side.
One thing about a zone is if you're going to force shots from the outside, you better make sure it's as far from outside as you can possibly make without letting somebody cut underneath it. That time, Ryan Bailey was just able to kind of walk in a little bit. The Montana defense, which had just switched to a zone, we hadn't seen that yet today. Probably a little uncomfortable running it. They only ran it once the other night in the semifinal, late in the game, and it proved productive for him late to ice that victory.
Against Westminster, that last shot, yep.
The Montana this time did not step out of the zone at all, and that time it was easy for Bailey just to kind of walk in. He was able to stick that on the inside pipe of the goalie. So unfortunately, Connery gave him a little too much room that time.
Tucker Sargent wins the face-off for Montana. He has it in his right hand. He goes into the goal line extended. He's going to start, fire, and he finds the back of the net. That's his second of the game. Third of the game. I'm corrected by statistician Ethan Ritz. That's his third of the game with 6:08. So right when we think St. John's is going to get right back into it, ensuing face-off 10 seconds later, Montana gets it right back to a 3-goal lead.
Sargent definitely seems to be sort of the momentum killer here today. That's 3 times now. He's followed his goal, has followed a St. John's goal. Great way to respond to a goal by an opposing team.
All right, well, after that, we're going to have a timeout. Montana's going to take a timeout.
7,000 student athletes, 200 teams, 9 conferences, 2 divisions, 1 game. This is the MCLA.
All right, folks, 6:08, second quarter. Our score of Montana 8, St. John's 5. We're back to first half action from the Division B National Championship game at Pizza Hut Park. St. John wins the ensuing face-off. That's number 28, Lance Wheeler. He does get it down to Strauss. Strauss goes to work here, guarded there by Kevin Flynn. On the right goal line extended, he draws him back to X, passes across to Njoko. Njoko has it in the right hand. He's guarded by the pole. He's going to drive. He goes back to his left hand, rolls back to his right at the right goal line extended. Little rolling inside and out there. He tries to pass it to Strauss, and it's knocked down, but Njoko levels a defender as a flag comes out. And we're going to have a delayed call against St. John's. David Malcolm loses the handle as he gets over the midfield line, but let's see what the referees have on this one. Looks like an unnecessary roughness call against St. John's. And Njoko comes at 5:19 of the second quarter.
And Njoko with a bad turnover right there. He had nice little moves behind the cage. He was drawing a lot of attention, had a lot of look-throughs up top to move that ball, decided not to. Instead of switching with his left hand to throw the ball on the outside of the defense, turned and throw it in the right hand. Easily picked off by Montana, and then the little loose ball that occurred afterwards. Njoko got a little physical, just went ahead and popped the kid for really no reason. Official's going to be all over that every time.
Second personal foul against Njoko this game. And Montana goes man up with a 3-goal lead as we approach the 5-minute mark.
Montana's in a, from up top, they're in a 1-3-2, and it looks like St. John's is going to go to a 5-man rotation as well.
Sam Cameron has it here on the right goal line extended. He goes across crease to C.J. Bowen. There's a loose ball inside the box. 2-on-1 Montana players get it. Townsend Hall cleans it up there. He has it top left corner in his left hand. He drives down to the left goal line extended. He's going to draw all the way to X. Circles up top, inside roll. Goes right back to X.
Nice defense right there, 1-on-1 for St. John's to stop
Will
that one.
Freehofer, tries a right-handed shot that's outside the cage. It lands on the back of the netting. Nelson gets the loose ball, tries to pass it up the midfield line, but the Montana Ride, they get that ball right back and they get it down into the box. That's number 25, C.J. Bowen. Almost 4 to play.
Back to even strength now, Sonny.
All right.
One thing again, that 5-man rotation we spoke about earlier, ball movement's the key right there. And that time, a little too much individual effort by Townsend Hall. Defense didn't have to rotate at all, so they just sat on it. Easy turnover for them.
It's almost as like he was trying to play like straight up, even though they were man up. They weren't moving the ball. He was trying to drive.
Yeah.
So we go under 4 minutes to play. Montana turns it over to St. John's. They try a long outlet pass, basically a Gilman that's picked up by number 3, Kevin Flynn. The defender finds a midfielder, and Montana gets over the midfield line, right back to the offense there. It's Dylan Decker. Excuse me. It's Will DeLucy. I'm sorry. And Elliot Buckholz has it. Buckholz. He goes up top to Patrick Small. Patrick Small draws a quick double team. He finds Will Freehofer right on the doorstep, and Freehofer finishes it with the right hand at 3:17 to give Montana a 4-goal lead.
Freehofer with a nice assist there from Patrick Small, who's coming up big once again. The problem right here with the St. John's defense that time, no communication whatsoever. I was watching Ryan Bailey, number 14 in the field that time. Right from the turnover on the other end of the field, he was sliding upfield, got back in the hole, and actually never picked anybody up.
So Mark Hellenack, the St. John's coach, will use a timeout here at 3:17. His team is down by 4. We'll take a quick timeout break. We'll be right back with more coverage from Pizza Hut Park.
The game of lacrosse is growing. And with it, a league to support the passion. Nine conferences, 2 divisions, and nearly 200 institutions. A league of truly national scope. from California to Carolina. An association of devotion, of exhilaration, and of passion. This is the MCLA, and these are its faces.
Back to second quarter coverage of the Division B National Championship. 3:17 to play. Montana leads 9-5. With a loose ball, it finally is picked up by the St. John's midfield. Quick pass to number 28, Lance Wheeler, results in a loose ball that's picked up by the St. John's attack. Johnny's working down. Dan Grigas goes across to number 17, and his pass is out of bounds. Another lazy pass that's thrown away by the St. John's midfield.
Not much crispness at all right now in the St. John's offense. They're kind of lobbing balls over to one another. They're either falling short or going over the head of one another. Really need to kind of firm those passes up, zip them over to your partner, keep that ball moving.
Kevin Flynn finds a cutting Tucker Sargent at the midfield stripe. And the Grizz get it in the box. He steps in top right, rolls back out, goes up top to Patrick Small. Patrick Small, the freshman from New Hampshire. A lot of kids from back east end up in Montana.
Apparently they really like the skiing out there, I'm guessing, because Montana is a beautiful, beautiful country out there, a beautiful state, pardon me, but just, you know, it's a gorgeous place out there. I can see why kids, especially from the Northeast, love it so much, because all it is the Northeast, just a lot bigger.
Big sky country.
It is.
Loose ball comes out of the top of the box, picking up is Small. He has it in his left hand. As we approach the 2-minute mark, Montana has a 4-goal lead. They lead 9-5.
Looking at Montana's schedule, I think this location is actually closer to 2 of their home games this year, 2 of their away games they had to travel to. I tell you, their conference is really spread out, so they've certainly earned their right to be here.
Tucker Sargent is guarded by the short stick at the top of the box. He has it in his right hand. Little split step.
It's a really grisly schedule, Sonny.
Very nice. The cliches are coming early and often here at Pizza Hut Park. We go approach 1.5 minutes here. Montana has it on the left goal line extended. They try to feed Tucker Sargent on the crease, but the St. John's defense knocks it down. Coming out of there with it is Brian Kubiak.
You see the minis right now. 2 of the minis just ran off the field for St. John's, giving no outlet pass for the defense. The attack, fortunately, came up and did a great job to help out on that clear. But it looks like we're going to have an ice over the goalie.
Ryan Bailey has it, and it's checked out of his hands. And the Montana defense gets it. Ryan the back pass by
Ryan King with a great hustle to get back in that time. Ryan Bailey had a one-on-one with the goalie and just waited way too long to get rid of that one.
Ross Klein, inside roll at the crease. He gets it across. He still has it. He finally pops his shot as he's driving down, and the ball's loose outside. They've got Joe Nelson out there. He's being guarded by a couple Montana players, and we have a couple late fisticuffs, and the flag comes out.
That's going to be on Joe Nelson, I believe, there, Sonny. He got pushed from behind. He actually had the loose ball play on.
Yep.
Don't think he realized it. You know, got a couple extra checks on the elbows there because most, goalies don't wear the elbow pads typically, and didn't like the extra kind of contact he got from number 17 from Montana. And Kevin Stout turned in retaliation, took a little whack at Stout. Next thing you know, Joe Nelson's in the penalty box.
So coming into the game is St. John's number 12, the backup goalie for St. John's, and you hear the backup goalie cheers coming from the crowd. Not sure who number 12 is. He's not listed on the roster, so.
I think his name's Jebediah.
This could be Will Durbin, actually in goal. They just announced, so I think this is Will Durbin. We have him on our roster as 19. He's actually number 12, so. 45 seconds to play. Grizzlies go man up. They're up by 4.
They can hold the possession in the rest of the quarter if they want to,
You see the coaches for Montana doing the spread eagle arms. They're all indicating the offense here in the man up.
Probably just want to keep it nice and spread. Just move the ball around right now in that 5-man rotation. And there's that skip pass again. It's just not getting through at all for either team right now.
Townsend Hall has it on the left side. Left goal line extended. He passes back to X. And Montana uses a timeout with 16 seconds remaining. We're back to live action. 26 seconds remaining the penalty, but we've only got 16 seconds in the quarter. Montana look to get one final look at the goal here as we get the second quarter to a close. Montana leads 9-5. They work it to X, under 10 to play. They move it back up top. Xander Alt loses the handle.
They just want to hold it right now, so to keep possession. It looks like they're going to do that.
There you go. So that'll bring the first half to a close. Our score is Montana 9, St. John's 5. We'll be right back with more coverage from Pizza Hut Park. Stay right there, folks. Division B National Championship is up for grabs.
7,000 student athletes, 200 teams, 9 conferences, 2 divisions, 1 game. This is the MCLA.
We're back to second half action live atop Pizza Hut Park. We're back the start of the second half of the national championship between Montana and St. John's. Montana leads 9-5 as the St. John's penalty expires on Justin Gervais. Take a quick look at those statistics, Coach Lovick. Anything jump out at you?
One area we definitely see some issues for St. John's is clearing. They're only 8 of 14 right now, and Montana's also missed 6 of theirs. They're 11 for 17. Other than that, the teams are fairly even. Montana's got a few more saves so far, a 62 advantage. But if you look at the ground balls, Montana's definitely pulling away, up 15-9 in that category over St. John's.
Townsend Hall loses the handle at X, but Will Freehofer gets the loose ball. He tries to feed up top. It's knocked down by the goalie there. St. John's clears right to left. They get it across the midfield line. That's number 28, Lance Wheeler. Feeds down to Strauss, and his shot is off the end line. We have a loose ball that trickles out of bounds, but Dan Grigas backs it up. He just beat Colin Connery, the Montana goalie, to that end line.
We apologize. We're trying to get the goalie's name for St. John's. They have made a switch. Joe Nelson is out of the game now. And number 12 is in for St. John's, but our roster does not have his name. We'll get that to you just momentarily.
St. John's restarts on the left side. It's Tony Satter. He has it in his right hand. He goes up top. Under 14 minutes to play. Our score, Montana 9, St. John's 5. Tony Satter maintains possession out here on the right side, the top right corner. He's guarded there by Will DeLucius.
So just a quick correction. Will Durbin is now the new goalie for St. John's. Will Durbin, number 12.
Thank you.
Our understanding is also that Durbin and Nelson do split halves throughout the season. 2 very strong goalies for St. John's, so the coaches just rotate them each half. St. John's is set up in a 2-3-1.